Hey everybody, I'm out here on the river. Got another little quick video for you on some tech tips for our monitored products. I would normally be wearing like a cool green Tigo shirt, but it is kind of chilly here on the river. But let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing that we need to talk about is what are the Tigo monitored products? And we have three of them, the TS4O, the S, and the M. Now the O has two different versions. We have an A-O and an X-O, the X being the newer of the two. The S's also have two different versions, the A-S and the X-S. Now the monitored products are used for a lot of different things. There's several different features, but the first thing I want to talk about for the monitored products is that we only have one optimizer, and that is the TS4O. The O stands for optimization. And so the O optimizes, performs module level monitoring, and rapid shutdown. The S does not optimize, but it does provide monitoring and rapid shutdown, and the M only does monitoring. So we get some calls, I mean, enough of them for me to have to make this video, where they think that all of the MLPE that Tigo makes are optimizers, and that's just not true. We have one optimizer, and it's the one with the yellow sticker on it. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the communication equipment required for these monitored products. And this becomes more important when you start using inverters with integrated Tigo equipment. Okay, and what we're seeing is that there's an integrated piece of equipment that is not compatible with the monitored group of TS4s. And so that's causing some confusion. So if you're using the monitored products, you must use the Cloud Connect Advanced, or CCA, and the TAP, which is the Tigo access point. The TAP is installed on the roof underneath the modules with the TS4s, preferably in the center of the array for maximum coverage since it is wireless. Now, there are some people who call us who say, hey, I have an O and it's not working. And we do some investigation and we find out that the inverter, this third-party inverter, has an internal RSS transmitter, but not a CCA. Now, the transmitter is used for a completely different group of products. It's unmonitored. It uses power line communication to signal the rapid shutdown command. So if you're using an inverter, you need to make sure that if it has an internal Tigo component, you need to make sure that it's a CCA if you're using the O and the S. If it's not, then you're going to have to get an external CCA. We get this call a lot, and this is on the distributors. Okay, if you're selling an inverter and a bunch of O's, and the inverter does not have an internal CCA, that's on you. You need some training too. Okay, but the way I would remember it is if you're using the O or the S or the yellow and the red sticker, then you need the CCA and the TAP. Done and done. Okay, and the third thing is the installation order of the TS4s, and this does matter. And so while you are installing the TS4s, it has to go in these three steps. Okay, mount it to the module, connect it to the module, and then connect the TS4s together. And I've made several other videos that talk about this, but I guess I just need to keep putting the word out there. Now, usually that's not an issue, but if people want to rail mount the TS4s, this becomes extremely important because the order that people use when they mount our TS4s on the rail is that they mount them to the rail, connect them together, and then connect them to the module. That is not correct. And so I can tell people this is the right way to do it, or I can tell them don't do it this way. But sometimes it helps if you give the reason why. My kids are the same way when they were smaller. Why can't we do it? Why can't? So here's a reason why. The module is the power supply to the TS4 O, S, and M. Okay, and so they are shipped in the on state, okay, which surprises some people who use our rapid shutdown product, the F, because the F is shipped by default in the off state, which means you only get 0.6 volts per TS4 until it sees the rapid shutdown, keep alive signal, and then it will allow full VOC. The O's and the S's are not like that. And we get people that call in and they're like, what the heck, man? I just used your product and I got shocked. Yeah, I believe it, because you didn't read our instructions and you didn't take our training, and you probably have experience with other MLPE or our F products, and you just don't know that the O and the S ship in the on position. That's not on us, man. That's on you. But that's why I'm here, to help you guys along. So if you connect these things together first, then what happens is as you connect them to each module down the line, you're allowing the voltage from each module to pass through that last TS4. And so the voltage limit for those TS4s is 80 volts. So, you know, if you're getting a VOC per module of 20 volts, well, each successive TS4 acts like a dam on the input side. And so you've got 20, 40, 60, 80 volts hitting the next successive TS4 until finally you exceed it and you break the TS4 and all the ones downstream. That's just how it is. That's how our products are, which is why we highly recommend that you take our training, or at least read the documentation that comes with it. And before you say anything, all TS4s have this little yellow tag that bind the cables together, and it says connect shorter leads to the module first. But nobody's going to read that. They rip that off and they throw it right in their corner with the quick start guides. Ask me how I know. So to recap, 3 things for a monitoring group. Number 1, the O is the only product that optimizes. Number 2, use the right communication product with the O, S, and M. You must use the CCA and TAP. And number 3, the installation order matters. Mount it to the module, connect it to the module, connect the TS4s. Easy peasy. If you do those 3 things, you're good to go. If you have any more questions, if you want some more of these shorty videos, something very specific and technical, put them in the comments section, and I'll do anything you want. I promise. Well, almost anything. All right, that's it for me. See ya.